What did we ever do to her?
Nothing, Freddie. Absolutely nothing. What's wrong?
I saw a face.
You're just dreaming.
No. I saw it.
Freddie's hands were shaking. He stepped back and accidentally tripped over Amber's slippers, which were in the middle of the living room floor.
Ow!
Rose enters the living room at that moment. Rayalynn and Ford side-eyed each other.
I saw Yvonne.
Yvonne now, is it?
It's not funny, Ford.
Mum, I was only...
Don't. Go upstairs.
What?
Come on, Ford. Just let her talk to Freddie. And she's right. This isn't funny. Your lives are in serious danger. Now come on.
Fine.
Freddie.
Rose chucks Amber's slippers into the corner and then helps Freddie to his feet and onto the chair.
You know something, Freddie?
Yes?
I suffered with anxiety when I was a teenager.
You?
Yes. You know our dad was horrible. He didn't like me. He made me frightened, made me so scared to the point where I wouldn't even leave the house. Meeting Nate was what caused me to recover from my anxieties, which I still get occasionally now.
I had no idea.
A lot of people want to hide it. I know you don't like going out in public, do you?
No, I don't. I don't like being around people. I don't trust people.
I don't blame you. I don't trust many people after what my dad did and what my sister has done and is doing. I've had my fair share of bad parents, too.
I don't blame you either. And how did you meet Nate?
When my dad locked me out of the house for a night, he saw me whilst walking past our house. I was only 17 at the time. He was 16, and he invited me to his house so I'd be out of the cold.
And then what happened?
Well, I got back in the morning before my dad brought me in again, so he never found out, and then we started dating in secret. And I didn't get my freedom until the wedding, when I just suddenly left my dad because I knew how he'd react. Nate's parents paid for the wedding, of course. They loved seeing me. Pity my own dad couldn't be like that.
Rose.
Yvonne hated me for it. Hated me for leaving her with Dad. Hated me for being so secretive. She blamed Nate.
I'm sorry about that.
I also visited her quite a lot until I had the kids. Or at least until I had Ford, and then I didn't visit anymore. She blames Ford.
Even though that isn't his fault, she wants to hurt him because you wouldn't visit her? Because you were looking after him? What?
I know. I've lost Nate. I can't lose Ford too, Freddie. Not that you can do much about it, but I might as well say that.
But what does she want with me?
That I don't know. And don't take anything Ford says right now to heart. He's been quite salty for the last couple of days.
Because he's a prisoner?
Yeah. When will he understand I'm only trying to protect him? I can't lose him.
Probably feels jealous that Amber is allowed out, but not him.
Amber's not in danger.
Yeah.
Johnny.
Go away, Yvonne.
No.
She pulls a knife out.
Okay, I'm going.
No. No, you need to feel the same pain and horror that Kara felt when you were killing her.
She deserved it.
Yvonne charged at him. He stepped out of the way. Then he pulled his hood over his head and ran towards the town center, hoping he'd see someone he knew and be able to ask for help.
Come back here, maniac!
She charged after him, and he almost got hit by a car as he ran across. The car braked sharply, and he thought he was done before, and that he would get told off and be reported to the police.
I'm Livy.
Johnny,
She noticed Yvonne charging towards them, so she roughly yanked at Johnny's arm and pulled him into the car, not hesitating when driving off.
Seriously, Johnny, it is in no way safe roaming the streets alone. Isn't that the second encounter you've had with Yvonne where me or one of my family members has saved you?
Yes.
I'll try and find you somewhere safe. I wonder if Courtney has a basement. Or maybe you could just crash with someone?
That's dangerous. I can't live with anyone else. The police will find out.
I'm not letting you sleep on the streets alone. Not with that crazy woman who is after you and wants nothing more than to see you dead.
I can't, Livy.
Johnny! Stop being so stubborn and stupid! You've always been so ridiculously stubborn.
And?
It's not doing you any favors.
Would you rather I was arrested?
Than dead? Yes.
Livy.
Look, I'll take you to Ford, okay?
Johnny slid onto the floor of the car and hid underneath the airbag.
Ugh! Stay there then!
Livy pulled up to Rose's house and got out, ringing the doorbell.
Livy? Ford is...
I'm not here to see Ford,
Then who are you here to see?
Just leave the door open a minute, would you?
Sure.
Livy ran back to the car, opened the passenger door, and grabbed Johnny's arm.
Quick, come on!
She ran back to the house with Johnny.
Just look after him.
Livy went back to her car and disappeared as fast as she could.
So,
Yvonne.
she tried to attack you again?
With a knife, but Livy was there.
Once again, you were lucky.
Hi, Freddie.
Hi.
Sorry.
It's fine.
Johnny!
Hey, Ford.
Ah, look who showed up.
Livy brought him in. Yet another encounter with Yvonne.
See what I said about him being vulnerable, Mum?
I can't stay.
Where are you going to go?
Back to the streets.
No. No one else is dying, Johnny.
I won't.
You've had 2 encounters with Yvonne. The "it won't happen to me" card ain't gonna work anymore, Johnny.
For once, Ford is right.
For once.
Well, you keep getting annoyed about being a prisoner. But trust me, Ford, I'm right about that one.
Prisoner. At least you're not a real prisoner like I will be if I stay here. So maybe count yourself lucky. I'm wanted by 2 people.
At least the police don't want you dead.
You don't know that.
Johnny, they're not serial killers like Yvonne. Honestly, Johnny, you'd be safer in a cell. Yvonne can't get to you there.
But then you and Freddie will be in a lot of danger, and I won't be able to protect you.
I'd rather you in a prison cell than dead, Johnny.
But what about you and Freddie? If I'm in a cell, she's more likely to target you two as she can't get to me.
But I don't want you to die, and she's determined to kill you.
I'm sorry, Ford.
He makes his way to the front door, but Ford grabs his arm roughly.
Ford, please.
I miss you, Johnny.
My mum could turn up at any minute. And you know what she'll do.
She won't even let you see Lilliana now.
Tells me I should come home.
Lilliana will find a way to sneak out. I mean, it's easy if she goes to school because she can just escape from school.
She wants to make my life horrible.
My mum is the same.
No. She's protecting you.
Ugh!
I want to see my sister.
Freddie picked up the phone.
Are you calling her?
No, I'm calling social services.
Freddie!
So, where would Lilliana go?
I don't know.
And Lena and Tommy?
Well, they can go back to their mum. And Lena even said Lilliana might be able to move in with her.
I suppose.
I'm going.
No, you're not. If you're so adamant about this, I'll literally dig you a large hole in the garden to sleep in.
No thanks.
I'll lock you in my bedroom all day and leave the blinds closed and the windows locked.
No.
So, what? Where are you going to go?
The streets.
We all know that isn't an option.
We have a very large kitchen cupboard. I'd rather you were in there than roaming the streets.
No.
Then live here like a normal person. If you get arrested, what's the worst that could happen?
We could lose each other.
You will never lose me.
But you can't visit me because firstly, you're not allowed out, and secondly, if you did go out, Yvonne might kill you before we talk, so we'd never see each other again.
Since when were you the one that thought pessimistically?
Since the minute I decided to murder my sister.
I wonder how Eve felt when she saw you.
Relieved that Kara wasn't going to still be harassing the one that she loved.
Freddie rolled his eyes and then sat down.
Johnny, you can live in the attic.
What if the police come down to search the house?
They won't check the dusty, run-down attic.
I can't trust that.
Johnny suddenly bolted out the door.
Johnny!
Oh no.
He's going to get himself killed.
He needs to carry a knife with him. At least then he has a chance at defending himself.
What if the police catch him with it? He'd be in deeper trouble.
The way he's going, he's a lot more likely to be caught by Yvonne than the police, so a knife would be important. Especially if he can avoid the police already anyway.
It's still a risk.
and one that if I were in his shoes, I'd be willing to take.
You and I are completely different wavelengths, Raya.
Is that supposed to be offensive?
No, whatever.
You're right to worry about him, though. We're all worried, right, Freddie?
Yeah.
That wasn't very convincing.
He just went through an extremely traumatic experience and is now suffering heavy PTSD and anxiety. Raya, not that you'd know anything about that.
Why is everyone always at each other's throats right now? It's not helping the situation. It would help more if everyone was getting along.
Tell that to Ford. All he ever does is have a go at everyone and everything.
I am still here, you know.
Now, let's play some games together, okay? Except that you have to stay here until this is cleared up.
When, Raya, when? Exactly.
Rose?
How am I supposed to know?
And anyway, Rayalynn, you don't understand. You still have your freedom, and Freddie here frankly doesn't care if he can't leave the house because he likes being indoors anyway.
Do you miss your home, Freddie?
No.
Right. Just remember my mom.
Doesn't mean that me hating my mum isn't a valid feeling, though.
Of course.
Whilst Freddie and Rayalynn conversed, Ford took a glance at the keys which were in the door.
Well...
He crept over to the door, turned the keys, whipped the door open, and then ran outside. Rose snapped her head around.
Ford!
And when the three of them walked outside, Ford was nowhere to be seen.
Oh no. Ford.